America's biggest enduro bike series race. So tell me a little bit about why you chose Cedar City for that building right there.
Cedar City's home for us, and Cedar City's been awesome. We've been here quite a long time. We had a bike store in town, but then when we found this property and it came available, we were able to grab it. And what better location than to have a premier location at the trailhead that's the most popular in Utah. So it's pretty spectacular that we're not even 200 yards from the trailhead.
A lot of people in Cedar City do not realize how incredibly powerful that mountain is. It is so close to such a city that has Walmart right next to, what is it, a 3,000 feet elevation change in
It's huge.
12 minutes, something silly like that. So we have shopping, then we have lodging, we have all kinds of support system with I-15. I'm looking at I-15 behind the camera. It's a quarter mile back there. The mountain is like a quarter mile that way. So it's half mile from I-15. So he has his building right in the center. And if you come up Shirts Canyon Road, you'll see Black Ops bikes, and you can stop in there. You can read the story about all of the business, and you can get bike parts. We're at the bike trailhead. So if you're coming in from National, tell us a little bit about the National people coming in even this weekend for the bike race, for example.
Yeah, there's tons of people coming in for the race. There's people from out of the country coming to it. It's awesome. But people, it's a main thoroughfare. The 15 freeway runs from Mexico to Canada, so people come up here to go ride, and it's a nice stop off when they're driving from SoCal up to northern Utah or wherever they're going. So Southview gets between 50 and 75,000 visitors a year just to this trailhead alone. That doesn't count Pyramid on the other side or Green Hollow up the road, just this one alone. So it's awesome. What BLM has done here is absolutely fantastic. They've gotten behind Iron Trailcraft and building trails. It's spectacular. Like, I can't say enough. That's what literally brought us to Cedar City a dozen or so years ago now. And now they've put a pump track in, and I think it's just in the finishing stages. So probably by the time you see this, it's done. So it's awesome what the community's putting in.
And when I talk about international, this is not just state recognized. Tell us about the award we got.
Yeah, this is the only mountain bike only recognized trail complex in the nation. So this is on the same caliber of Pacific Coast Trail, which is a hiking only trail. You can't have bikes on it. We are the only mountain bike trailhead that does mountain bikes exclusively in the country that's been recognized for that. And the unique part of that is it's not just the existing trails. Because of Iron Trailcraft and the work that they've done and BLM's done, it's all future trails that we put in will gain that national recognition, which is not heard of. That literally doesn't happen anywhere. They would have to come out and recertify the new trails. So we are one of one in the entire country that has this recognition. And then also being like an IMBA trail town, I mean, it just tells you what we do here, especially what BLM and Forest do for the community.
What does IMBA mean?
IMBA, International Mountain Bike Trail Association. So their big thing is advocacy and getting accessible trails for everybody out in the public, but they also do huge builds, and they build them the correct way. So drainage so that they last over time. We can get thousands of bikers on them every single year, and they hold up. And we get lots of weather, as you know, and it's been absolutely downpouring over the last couple of days here, and the trails are never better. It's awesome.
Because when it rains, it gets wet, so it packs nice, but you're saying they do culverts, they think it through long term.
Absolutely, the drainage is a big part for us.
So how do you compare this being your backyard to St. George? If you move to St. George right now, you're now an hour away from this mountain, but when you're down there, you have an elevation challenge. So you have a great cross-country city.
Yes.
But how does that look for Cedar City versus St. George?
Yeah, it's totally different. Like, it's definitely more of a cross-country, as like you said, longer distance miles, flatter miles, that kind of thing. A lot of gravel riding, dirt roads. It's awesome. It's just not my particular favorite. I'd rather be in the trees and rocks any day. And the enduro riding here, it's awesome because I can leave from the shop, from my house. I can go ride for an hour because life happens and you can't get 6 hours a day to go ride anymore. And you're able to get a huge workout in that time span. So you can go, and there's everything from flat trails here to steep trails, and we have all the different grades from blue to double blacks and reds. Like, it's awesome. So we have everything depending on what your mood is for the day.
So if I'm a mountain biker and I'm looking at this mountain, what percentage developed is it from a BLM perspective or trails
Not
today
much,
versus
not much, yeah.
how it will look in 20 years?
Our 10-year plan for this is, we've just scratched the surface of what the 10-year plan is. I'm not sure I can say everything about what we got planned, but there's a lot more trails, and it's so cool that land managers like the BLM, because this doesn't exist across the country and it doesn't exist outside of Utah. They are so forward thinking and making this stuff happen. And we have people on Iron Trailcraft that are just so pivotal into putting it. And it's just a group of passionate mountain bikers that are trying to make cool stuff for everybody to enjoy. And it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And like I said, it's got to be the most popular singular trailhead in all of Utah.
That's insane. And it's my backyard too. I live here in Cedar City, and maybe in the corporate world we don't realize how treasured our real estate is for exploring from a national and an international point of view. You told me you're going to have some international racers this weekend.
Absolutely.
At literally the biggest enduro race. And I'm sitting here saying, why would these guys fly into Cedar City, my little town that barely even has 4 flights a day in the airport, you know?
It's the trails, and then the infrastructure's been put in place, the groundwork's been put in place